We got like this triple wash spinach from Trader Joe's. Not Trader Joe's, Whole Foods.
Me too. I don't think anybody here hates it worse than me.
I found this thing. I just put it on. It had like a leaf full of like eggs or something on it. That was absolutely like, I'm scarred for a while. Everybody's here. All the winners here. Ashen, Lester, Hodge. Yeah. Mr. Saucewell's here.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a meeting of the Council of the City of Long Beach held Tuesday, May 5th at 7 p.m. We'll have a roll call. Councilmember Johnson. Present. Councilmember Ennis.
Here.
Councilmember Reinhardt.
Here.
Vice President Fiamara.
Here.
President Finn.
Present.
Let the record indicate the presence of City Manager Dan Creighton and Corporation Counsel Greg Kalnitsky. We will now have a salute to the flag.
I'd like to invite the new president of the Region 1 CSEA, John Mooney, to please lead us in the pledge, if you don't mind. All right. Ready to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to our first meeting of May, a budget meeting. So we'll get right to it. And Dan's city manager's report, please.
Okay, given what was just said, I was gonna hold it off to the next meeting, but I would like to also congratulate John Mooney, one of our very own Long Beach people, being promoted over to the regional president of CSEA. So, John, congratulations, well deserved. So that being said, thank you all again for being here. Before going to the public hearing on the budget, I'd like to touch base on a few community issues. First, I'd like to congratulate Dunia Sibomana Rodriguez on winning 2 championships representing the nation of Congo at the African Wrestling Championships in Egypt last weekend. You know, Dunia's story is quite incredible, and Long Beach could not be prouder. Congratulations to him. We'll have him at a future meeting, but I wanted to take the opportunity to congratulate him on his accomplishments. For those who have not already seen them, the boardwalk got a little more beautiful this past weekend as the city and our Arts Council teamed up to have local artists turn some of the ticket booths into pieces of artwork. If you've not seen them yet, it is worth getting onto the boardwalk to take a look at them. The various artists did an amazing job, and I am thankful for their hard work and their talent. I can't even draw a stick figure, so the fact that those things look as good as they do is amazing to me. We started with 6 booths for now, but we're exploring the opportunity to do more. So if anyone knows someone who may be interested in sponsoring one, please reach out to Stacey Sweet at sweet@longbeachny.gov. Also, this past weekend, the Farmers Market started back up in Kennedy Plaza for the season. They will be in the plaza from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday through October. Arts in the Plaza will be joining them on Saturdays starting on May 23rd. It is great to see our outdoor activities starting up again, so I please hope everybody will take advantage of them. This Saturday, the Police Department, the Kiwanis, and legislator Pat Mullaney are hosting the annual Bike Safety Rodeo at the Rec Complex from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a great opportunity for children to brush up on their bike safety skills and have their bicycles and helmets inspected. Advanced registration is required, so please go to longbeachny.gov/bike rodeo to sign up and learn more about the event. So beach passes also go on sale at the gazebo this coming Monday, the 11th, starting at 9 a.m. There's no change to the price of resident passes, but we are going cashless. So please come with a credit card if you're planning on buying beach passes. For more information about hours and location of ticket sales, please visit longbeachny.gov/beach. And we are officially 18 days out from Beach Park's opening day. Next Saturday, the 16th, is our Arts Council 4th Annual Porch Fest. More than 25 artists will be performing at 8 different venues throughout the city, culminating with a grand finale concert in Kennedy Plaza at 5 p.m. This has been a great event celebrating local artists and community, so we look forward to seeing you all there. It really has been successful, and I expect to see it in all the years to come. With that, I would like to conclude by wishing all of the moms out there a very happy Mother's Day for this Sunday. And thank you, Brendan. This concludes the city manager report.
Thank you, Dan. Just like to echo one thing that you said, because in the previous meeting, someone was asking about sponsorships, and I was caught unawares actually at that moment. But Stacy Sweet, who does our sponsorships, as Dan just said, close to $100,000 in sponsorships this year. So I think that's really great for the city. So thank you for what you do. And I won't forget that ever again, believe me. All right, let's get to it.
To start the night, we have a public hearing for the purpose of giving citizens an adequate opportunity to publicly present their views on the general summary of the proposed budget for the year July 1, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
All right, so I'll probably go through the first part of the slides. I'll turn it over to Ina to pick up on the details of the budget. So the purpose of this meeting is to explain the budget, obviously. There are several reasons to do this, not least of which is our legal obligation. But we also want to be transparent. Oh, you could go to the next. Do you have the slides on?
It goes in and out. They're complaining about the
Oh.
TV. It'll go on in a second.
Sorry, I'll wait till it comes up.
Welcome to the program, Roy. We just said it goes in and out. It's broken. Give it a little. I think the cord's loose in the back
You got it?
because it's been going in and out.
It's definitely on as the YouTube's going. It's definitely on as the YouTube's going.
Yeah.
It's just the screen.
Is it just that slow?
No, I have everything. It's just, is that one on?
Roy, is that one on?
If you turn it off, the YouTube will go off.
Don't turn it off. The YouTube will go off.
Don't touch it because the YouTube will stop streaming and then
You
we'll
know
have
how that
another
goes.
fiasco.
Why can't the IT guy check this out beforehand?
Check it at 3 in the afternoon.
Just turn that TV on. Turn that a little bit more, we can start.
Ina.
Roy, is it on? Okay, good.
It's not pulling up the pictures yet, though, right?
Everything else is working.
everything else is
Everything
working.
is
Okay.
They just go in and out.
Okay.
We're back.
All right, so I'll start over. Purpose of the meeting is to explain the budget. Several reasons to do this, not least of which is our legal obligation. But we also want to be transparent and explain how we arrived at the budget, both on the revenue side and on the expenditure side. Finally, we would like to get your feedback on ways we can improve the budget, which we can include on future errata sheets and updates. So next slide. So this slide, nope, sorry, that just went up. Go
I love those
a
mountains.
couple of, one more. Okay, yep, one back, one back. So this slide is probably unnecessary for explaining the budget, but I think it's important to highlight some of the expenditures we did in the last year so that you can see we are trying to spend money appropriately and not in a wasteful manner. First, the council has always been focused on making sure our community is safe. Therefore, investments have been made in buying a new ambulance, getting new bunker gear for the firefighters, a new water rescue equipment for the lifeguards, and a new state-of-the-art communication center for our police department. Recreation is also a big part of Long Beach and just one of the other many areas that we've been upgrading since we've been here. We invested in upgrades at the ice arena, new heating and ventilation system for the pool, a new turf field, ADA accessible doors at the rec, and more beach mats for the beach for accessibility. So go back to the budget. What guides us while we're developing the budget? I mean, I know everybody has different ideas. I will say the first thing we do is focus on the service level that is expected by our residents. We don't want to reduce service, so therefore a lot of the things that we can really reduce costs and expenditures really gets limited because we want to make sure we're providing you with the same service that we always provide you. So this helps to guide us. We also focus on making sure that safety is prioritized, as mentioned in the previous slide. And we want to make sure Long Beach is attractive and looks good, so we are comfortable and other people want to come here and visit. But the heart of the budgeting is to make sure we maximize our income and reduce our expenses so that we remain fiscally sound. So next slide. I hope it is recognized that in the past few years we have managed our expenses and improved the way in which we do business. Where we used to be number one on the most fiscally distressed communities in New York, we are proud to say we are no longer on that list at all. Additionally, our credit rating is further increased to A2, far better than the Baa3 junk bond status in 2021. This rating lowers our cost of borrowing significantly, which lowers the cost to our taxpayers. The next slide. So this slide is very busy, but the point of it is just to say we continue to diversify and grow revenue sources. We work with our workforce to be more efficient in how we do business. We continue to strengthen our financial controls, and we focus on accountability and efficiency. So next slide. Part of our focus there has been, for the last 2 years we've been here, is grants. Grants help us to continue to invest in our community while defraying the cost to our federal, state, and county partners. I am proud of the group we have managing these applications. We currently have 57 grants that are ongoing with over $230 million in total investment, and we are only continuing to exceed the prior year's grant awards every year that we've been here. On a whole different angle, we're investigating ways to capitalize upon the Bayfront. As we are a barrier island, and I truly believe that we should be bringing revenue from both the ocean and the Bayfront. So that will be our focus in the upcoming years. So the next slide. Now into the actual budget. This year, expenses increased in several areas, some of them significantly. As you know, we have collective bargaining agreements that include pay raises that we have to honor. Fringe benefits, especially health insurance, pensions, and Medicare, have increased significantly. Finally, with inflation where it has been, everything we buy costs more. This is the next page. So with the cost pressures I mentioned in my previous slide, while trying to maintain the same level of service our community expects from us, we are proposing an increase to cover these $5.5 million in increases. My proposed budget will increase the average household will increase approximately $229 per year based on an increase of 1.5% above the tax cap. It's the next slide. Again, I want to be clear. I am proposing an increase above the tax cap, and this increase is 1.5% above the tax cap, which would allow us to keep services stable while covering the $5.5 million in increases to the cost of doing business. So I think at this point, I'll turn it over to you to start going into the details of the budget and the budget book and how people could find the information they need to see. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. Yeah. Ina Raznik, and I'm a city controller. So this year budget was developed and then compiled using the digital budget book, and it's live and accessible through the city's transparency portal. In addition to the Financial Transparency Center that was implemented last year, which provides public access to budget and monthly budget to actual updates. This tool enhances visibility into city's finances and performance. And if Carrie can please go to our website just to demonstrate where you can get. It's actually go all the way back so we can show where it's accessible from. So it's under the government drop-down menu in the transparency portal, and under the budget, it's a digital budget book. So what this digital budget book allows us to do, it's mobile friendly. So if anyone wants to look at it from their cell phones, now it's in a format that you'll be able to review on your phones. And it's also ADA optimized. So it's for visitors with disabilities who rely on assistive technologies such as screen readers and voice recognition software. In addition, this is in a format that allows us to closely follow the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award requirements. City believes that operating with transparency is the foundation of a strong government and fosters positive civic engagement. This new website-based budget book allows constituents to see precisely how funds are generated and allocated. And it's a modern website-based budget book that's easy to understand, and it demonstrates the best way to learn how to use it is just to go there and see how it works. And maybe if you can go through a couple of graphs there. So the table of contents is on the left. If you can go to the fund summary, go to the general fund. Okay, as you can see, it's populated with the graphs. If you hover over the graphs with your mouse, you could see the details. So for those who don't necessarily enjoy to look into the boring PDF schedules, this is very, very visually available, and it has all the numbers. If you need to look at the numbers, just by hovering over the different colors, you could see what the actual amounts are. Okay, thank you. We can go back to the slides. So, okay. This one is, this slide shows how revenues are changed from 2026, proposed to change from adopted 2026 budget to the proposed fiscal year 2027 budget. So overall total revenues are increasing by about 5.1%, which is 5.5 million, bringing the total to approximately 114 million. The largest driver of this increase is the property taxes, which are up just under 5%. That 5% is the combination of the increase in a tax base growth and in the increase in rates. So tax base growth by the new development, changes in the assessed values, and things like that. So we're also seeing growth in departmental income and state aid. And at the same time, we're reducing reliance on a fund balance, which is down. That reliance is down by about 60%. It will help to strengthen the city's financial position. Overall, the revenue plan reflects moderate growth, supported by recurring sources and limiting the use of one-time revenues. Next slide, please. So this is a high-level look at how the city funds its budget. The largest portion, about 59%. Can you see, or it's very small?
It's very small, just talk
It's
to the
very
colors.
small. So I'm just going to talk to it, but you could see those graphs also. This is all now in the budget that you can see online. So the largest portion of revenue comes from property taxes, 59%, and that continues to be the city's primary source of funding. The next largest category is departmental income, which makes about 19%. It's followed by non-property taxes and state aid, about 7 to 8% each. All other revenue sources are minimal. So again, the same theme here, that the city is largely supported by property taxes. This slide is taken from the prior year presentation. This is how city funded its 2026 budget, and you couldn't see the previous one, and you can't see this one, so it's only fair. But I can tell you that the percentages didn't change, so it's about the same proportion. Property taxes were about 59%, and departmental income was 19%, with all the other categories being immaterial. Well, not immaterial, but materially lower than that. Next slide. So this slide is the expenditures, right? Yeah. Expenditures, and it's a high-level view of how expenditures change from fiscal year 26 to proposed fiscal 27 budget. The budget is balanced, so the expenditures are also projected to increase by 5.5 million or 5.1%. As you could see, the largest area of spending is public safety, followed by employee benefits, general government support, and that takes the majority of the budget. We're seeing significant increases in employee benefits, up about 10%. So that increase has to do with the increases in the health insurance premiums, that we actually already had an increase as of January 1st, 2026, the rates had increased 10% from what they were in the previous year. So we know that at least for half of the year, they're going to be over 10% of what the actual in the calendar 2025 were. And then there will be additional increase on that starting from January 1st, 2027, which will be in our fiscal year 27. At the same time, you could see that the general government support is slightly decreasing. That reflects the effort to manage costs and find efficiencies. So overall, the budget prioritizes maintaining core services while addressing rising personnel and benefits costs. The majority of the budget is driven by personnel related expenses. Next slide. Again, you could see it. You could see that in that digital budget book. It breaks down. It shows how your tax dollars, are spent. So, almost 27% is spent on employee benefits, and interfund transfers represent almost 19% of the total budget at about $22 million, $21 million. That interfund transfers are from the general fund to the debt service fund and risk retention fund. So debt service fund is the fund that city utilizes for accounting purposes to pay its debt, and risk retention fund is the fund that the city utilizes to pay its workers' compensation insurance, as well as some other risks that the city retains and is not insured for. Next slide. Okay, So this one breaks now the expenditures by object versus function. It shows how much is spent on salaries versus employee benefits versus interfund transfer, supplies and materials, and other categories. So salaries account for about 39% of the total budget, with employee benefits are about another 27% at 30.5 million, with combined personnel costs adding up to about 66% or 2/3 of the budget. This distribution shows that our budget is heavily people-driven, meaning that significant cost changes or efficiencies will need to focus on personnel and interfund-related expenses. Next slide. So this slide actually shows how each object, and I apologize that this is probably small and you cannot see all the numbers, but you can probably look it up on your cell phones. The slide shows how our 27 budget compares to fiscal year 26 final budget, and total expenditures are increasing by 5%. The key drivers here are personnel costs and employee benefits. Again, it's the same. It's the same actually theme over and over. We're seeing significant increases in health insurance costs, in Medicare reimbursement costs, as well as the contributions to the state pension plans for both police, fire, and all the other employees. And next slide, please. So this slide is addressing the fund balance. This is unassigned fund balance, and it shows that actually it's a good news. It's a good news in the sense that the city had budgeted to use over $2 million in fiscal year 2026 budget. Which is use of the fund balance. Appropriating fund balance is never a good thing, but as we were presenting this budget, we were maintaining that the budget is conservative and that we actually don't think that the fund balance will decrease. Actually, in reality, the fund balance had increased. Our audited fiscal year 25 financials show that the city had added over $2 million to its fund balance. So even if we were to use all of the fund balance that we budgeted for in this fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026, we're still going to be ahead of what the fund balance was in 24 and 23. And next slide. The risks are obviously the revenue uncertainty due to economic conditions, and the collections variability, the rising fixed costs in labor, in pensions, in debt service, in health insurance, and the limited flexibility due to the tax cap constraints. That's it for the general fund. I can stop here and take your questions on the general fund, or I can continue with the water and sewer.
Let her do the full thing.
Why don't you just continue with the water and sewer?
Okay, so the city manager's proposed budget does not anticipate any increases in the rates for the water and sewer services. In the water fund, is projected to increase slightly by 1.5%. And the sewer fund is projected to increase by almost 10%, 11%. The increases in the sewer fund are driven by the increase in borrowing. Part of that is the borrowing for the sewer consolidation. We have the project funded upfront by the EFC, but the EFC also charges us interest. So approximately $500,000 of what you see in increases is earmarked for servicing that debt. We have a somewhat of still material fund balance in the sewer fund. So this budget anticipates drawing down on that fund balance, again in anticipation of the fact that the sewer fund will be transitioned to the county in full in January of 28. In January of 28. So approximately half a year after this budget will be done, finished. So this budget takes us through June 30th of 27, and in January 28, we're projecting to move on to the county, providing us sewer services. Next slide. So this is just to say that we want to hear from you. What are your priorities? Do you have any questions about any specific items? Any suggestions for improvement? And thank you, and we value your input very much. Next slide. Public comment ends on May 19th. The council is planning to vote on that day, but in no case later than May 31st. Implementation date of the budget is July 1st. And this is how you can get in touch with me if you have any questions after tonight.
Thank you very much, Ina. Appreciate your hard work on this. As usual, I think you've done an excellent job from what we've seen, and that's the way I feel about it. Do we have questions from the council?
Yeah.
Mike, would you?
Yeah, Ina, great job, Ina and Dan. As always, thank you for continuing to answer my random phone calls and texts. Always appreciated that. But some of the things, I just wanted to focus on a couple things. There are a couple fixed increases here, and I think you pointed them out, but I just want to double check. So health insurance basically is a 1.6 million increase. We're saying about
That is correct.
10%. I know, just from me Googling and looking up health insurance increases, are we expecting them to keep going, increase 6 to 10% year over year? Is that where, I don't expect you to have that answer, but just in case you have any insight to it?
So this budget is prepared based on approximately 10% anticipated increase for fiscal 27. Usually those things go up.
Right. And then it's also contractual salaries. It's another one. That's the other 1.6, right? 1.6. So really, with the health insurance, benefits, contractual salaries, pensions, we're talking just 2/3 of the budget.
2/3 of the budget.
Okay. We're fortunate enough to have a great partner with John Mooney, CSEA team to work with. So I know we can. We have a great contract in place. Thanks again for working on that. But we're just looking for ways to mitigate from a budget standpoint as well. Do you have OT projections for next year in totality?
Yes, I do, and
I have
Dan
that in front of
does,
me.
so he's going to talk to it.
So overtime is one of the areas we looked at closely, Mike. In this fiscal year, the proposed amount that we have right now is approximately $635,000 less than it was last year.
Okay.
So it's a significant reduction, a lot of efficiencies. We've been working with a lot of our staff to figure out how to do that. Obviously, we can't reduce overtime completely. We need money for
of course,
emergencies.
yeah.
But obviously, where it's discretionary, we're trying to restrict it as much as possible. And we'll, if we feel there are projects that we could do that will save us money, we want to keep those in the budget as well. So we do keep certain amounts in the budget. But we have steadily over time reduced the overtime budget significantly over the last 3 years,
Okay.
or the last 3 budgets.
Okay. And then, just to, not to harp on, but these fixed increases, so we know, and we're looking for ways to mitigate from a budget standpoint. So it leads me to the question, do we have an update on Bayfront development? Because we need to expand, just because we know these increases are going to happen year over year.
So we did do a bit of research. We went out to the Urban Land Institute, had some experts come in, suggest some ideas that were interesting, beyond what we were expecting. There are some projects we feel we can do right away, and there are some other projects that we think will take much more time. One, because the land won't be available until the wastewater treatment plant is no longer there. But there is areas, say, along Long Beach Road that is currently available, which I am a big believer, and we're looking into it now, that this is a barrier island. We don't have a marina. I think it would be a very good thing for our community to bring a marina into the,
Absolutely.
and use our current land that is owned by the city, along with some of the bayfront that was basically acquired, not acquired, but built out from doing the North Shore Critical Infrastructure Project. We could utilize that space to really do some work to basically either dry dock boats or put in moorings out in the water.
Well, yeah, dry dock would be year-round.
Yes.
revenue.
Dry dock will bring better revenue because you'll have all year-round revenue rather than just summer revenue. So we'll probably combine both.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Mike, Chris?
I'm good right now.
Okay. Tracy?
I just want to say, in looking at our area over the last fiscal year ending in March, I found that, well, we talked about that the rate of inflation is 4%, and it's just a huge credit to you and to Dan, to the departments working together, that we came in at 3.5. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your hard work, and it's really good news.
Thank you.
George?
Yeah, just a quick comment. Kudos on the OT. That's a big drop, and that's despite the fact that we had an insanely snowy winter. Our snow removal expenses were more than double they are in previous years. So obviously, always a great shout out to the CSEA guys for their wonderful job in the snow removal. But expenses were obviously much higher, yet the OT still reduced overall. So kudos to that. So thank you. And
Daughter's ringtone, I can't control it. It overrides everything.
He says kudos as well.
Chris always tries to play music over me when I speak. So
I got, first of all, as I just said, I think you've done a really great job. You've been doing it for quite a while now here in Long Beach, so I think the citizens of Long Beach should be pretty grateful for your work. I know I am. We were talking earlier about it, and you'd mentioned a couple of, there's some developments coming also that would be helpful to our budget, right? And they're included in this budget, right? So that's important. And we've been able to we capped the taxes last year, and the year before was a 0% increase. So yet we've kept the fund balance. Actually, it increased, right?
We added 2 million to it.
So in the year of the 0% tax increase, we were actually raised the fund balance from 14 million to 16 million. We did propose last year to use 2 million. We're not at the end of that fiscal year yet. We were cautious, so we did put in the use of the whole 2 million. We're still not sure of where we're going to land on that. but there are some trends that we see that will look like we may not use the whole $2 million, but we might. I mean, we have to see at the end of the year. But even if we, in worst case scenario, we were to use the full $2 million, we'd still be at or above the spot that we were at when we came in.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Unless you want to add to that, Sina.
Right. Okay. I just, the beach, right? So you're pretty, I would say you're fairly conservative in your revenue projections, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is
Absolutely.
good. I mean, it's good because I think being unrealistic in revenue projections can really get you in trouble. So I think last year we did pretty well on the beach, and I think you expect, based on this budget, to do at least as well. I am thinking that we will be selling a lot more beach tickets this year, being that the word is out that we're going to be vigilant at these beautiful new beach booths that we have with all the paintings on them. And the people, the kids and the adult supervisors will be collecting, checking for tickets or passes. So that's another incorporation into the budget. I think that's helpful. Just trying to, understand the
Yeah, we had budgeted for even anticipating that substantial increase in revenues, but not having a solid base from which we could project it last year. We budgeted about $4.5 million. To date, not counting on the sales that gonna start in a week.
11th.
Yep.
In a week, the city had collected $2.2 million. Usually, May and June sales give us about $2.9 million. So we will be above the budget for fiscal year 2026 in beach revenue. We have further strengthened our controls over beach revenue and improved the processes and the look of the ticket booth and everything. It's very comprehensive. This budget has $5 million projected for fiscal 27, which hopefully we will also surpass.
And if I can add to that, the $5 million projection is based on what we sold last year in seasonal passes. My expectation, and we're being overly cautious in our budgeting, which I think is the right way to do it, and I've said that for the last couple of years. My expectation is that we'll sell more seasonal passes this year than we did last year because there's more controls now, and I think people will go out of their way. I also think we'll sell more dailies this year because we have 90 beach days this year, as opposed to usually we have around 83 or 82, I believe it is. So the extra days alone will lead to more passes. So I think we're being ultra conservative in the way we should be in projecting it based on what we have previously received. We don't want to take credit for something that hasn't happened yet, but the expectation is we will be bringing in more money this year than we have budgeted.
Right, I think that so I think that you also, the ice arena was, I think, a bright spot in terms of revenue.
So I think that Ice Arena, I don't go there a lot. I myself don't play hockey. But from what I've heard and what I've seen a little bit, that there was a major improvement there. So those major improvements brought additional sold ice time and different programs that had resulted in approximately $120,000 more in revenues in fiscal 25 over fiscal 24. Right. This year is not over yet, but we're also anticipating this to be a strong year for the ice arena, and that's all based on the improvement and the work and the attention to detail that was done.
Right. Maybe that beautiful new turf out there is going to translate to some bigger leagues, huh, Joe? What do you think? Yes. Get some rugby teams in there or something? I don't know. Irish football, whatever. Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
I just wanted to, back to the beach. I know last year with the new mechanisms we put in place where obviously you saw how much fraud, for lack of better words, was happening with beach passes, right? Buying one daily and just handing it off to as many people as you could. With the new scanning process and the boots in the position. I believe if the number is correct, it was 600,000 more in revenue last year. Is that correct?
Summer to summer?
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah,
last year we
it was
increased by
over, it was
600,000?
summer to summer, like we're talking here, like fiscal years to
Yeah.
fiscal years, but I think summer to summer, you're right.
Because the big, where I'm going with that is, you were talking about Dan, you were talking about the extra days, the dailies, but if anybody remembers last year, June was non-existent. It rained about 20-something days, so I look forward to seeing what we do this year in beach revenue. It'd be good,
Yeah.
we'll see. Thanks.
All right, any other comments from the
Just hope
council?
it doesn't snow in June at the rate we're going.
All right, so turn this over to the public. Public commentary. Anybody have any questions or comments from the public? Right there in the front row. Almost the front row.
I loved hearing that,
Is it on?
okay. Hello?
No, is it on? Check. That sounds like it's on.
Hello?
Yep, that's better.
I think so. Thank you. Okay, I liked hearing that the sewer fees will be less in 2028. Can you explain why we anticipate that? You're
I'm
looking
sorry.
at him. Does he know more
No, well, yeah, he's a city manager. Of course, he knows more.
in this regard?
So, in all the regards. So, I'm not sure how you heard that I said that in fiscal. No, I didn't. I said that in fiscal year 2028, during the fiscal year 2028, the operational of the sewer fund will transition to the county.
So does that mean that it will cost individuals less?
I don't know. That's not what I said. That's how you interpreted it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be operated by the county, so we kind of going to be out of those operations, and that will be determined by the county at that point. I can promise you and say like yes, because it's not going to be up to us.
Are you asking about this budget, or are you asking about when it goes to the county? Just so,
Well, she was talking about it in regard to the budget. So that's why I'm wondering why it's going to the county, and does that mean it's going to cost us less as residents?
so it's hard to say because we won't bill for the county, but this won't happen in this budget period. So the project won't be done till the end of 27. This budget will be over in June 30th of 27. So it won't turn over to the county until I believe January of 28, I think is what Ina had said. So and I wouldn't want to predict what the charges will be from the county because they have their own operation, only way of charging us. From the city's perspective, we will be collecting sewer fees until our debt is paid off before the county gets to keep the money. But how they bill will be how they bill.
They will develop their own rates. We're not going to be involved in
The county
that.
is going to be charging us rather than the city, is that correct?
Yes.
At some point, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments? Yes, Linda.
Do we have a choice not to have that?
No,
No.
no.
That was requested by the federal government, right?
Sounds lower than it did today. What happened?
Linda Giles, Long Beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Linda Giles, Long Beach. I have a question about the Public Works Department. Our streets are in terrible condition. I was just wondering if this budget reflects an increase in their budget, because we have a lot of work to do on our streets.
So this is an operating fund, operating budget of the city. Usually the streets repair comes from the capital projects. That plan is going to be presented next meeting on May 19th, and this is probably the question that will be answered by our DPW commissioner, and you'll be able to ask those questions at that point.
So you have no idea right now?
Well, I cannot answer your question precisely, and I don't have a capital plan in front of me. Why don't we talk specifics when you have it in front of you?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Roy Lester, Long Beach. First, this microphone is really not working.
Do you
well.
want to take this one?
Yeah. No, nobody can really hear it.
Microphone is working fine today. So I can't. No, it's not. You didn't break it though. Hello, hello.
Sounds like it works. Yeah.
Hello, much better. Okay. Got it. Oh, almost perfect. Almost perfect. Okay, first of all, how much time do we have to ask questions? There are about 600 items here. We have 3 minutes to ask about 600 items?
Correct.
That's democracy. That's your democracy. Okay. On the homestead, you know, I did notice that it went up since fiscal year ending 2023 by 22.7%. And it's going up. That's the homestead, just the real estate taxes. And this year it's going up. I have it down at 5.38%. How much of that is due to the increase due to increased assessment?
Assessment.
Well, I actually have the increases maybe for the last 3 years, right? I don't have it for that you're asking since what? Since 23?
No, I'm just asking this year. This year, the homestead is going up 5.38%. But you said part of that is because we're getting additional money from increased assessment. How much of that 5.38% are we getting from the increased assessment?
That was actually on a slide. I'm gonna.
It was not. I would have seen it.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Slide 10, if you don't mind.
Slide 10.
$824,896.
I asked in percentage. Of that 5.38%, how much of that 5.38% is due to the increased
I
assessment?
do not. I can do a quick calculation. So can anybody else? I don't have it on top of my.
You have the number. Give them the number. It's that number divided
Yeah.
by the total number.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The number
Okay.
is there.
Okay. I just thought you might know it. Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
All right. Then I noticed that we collect $208,000 bus fare. Have we ever figured out how much it costs us to collect that?
You gotta look in the cigar box that they have right on the bus.
That's it? A cigar box.
So
In
as
other
you-
words, you don't know. Okay.
Well, do you want to know the total, what transportation costs, like total transportation costs across the entire
No,
department?
I have that. I want to know just on the collection. One of the things I advocated was the possibility of free buses here. We get over $1 million in federal funds. We only collect $208,000, you know. And, you know, but we could have free buses here and
At a
solve
cost
a
of
lot of the
$208,000.
parking problems.
At a
Okay.
cost of $208,000.
What?
At a cost of $208,000.
How much are we
I don't
spending
thi-
on
I don't
the
think-
parking?
I
How
don't
much
think
are we
our
spending
bus-
on parking things
Our,
that
our
we
bus,
never get?
our bus fee is really not very, it's not very high.
But it still stops people from going. Okay? You know what? There are a lot of people who are retired who don't have your kind of income. Okay?
It's
And
only
they
a
want
buck-
to travel
It's only
around.
$1.25 for a retired person.
Yeah.
Still, you know?
Come on.
Yeah, why not? You know, there are a lot of municipalities that have
I'd love
already done
everything
it.
to be free too, Roy, but we have to pay for the city.
That's why I'm asking if it costs more to collect it and more to set it aside, you know, then it doesn't really make sense. Now, let's talk about the beach for a minute. We've asked several times now how much we did on the beach this year, and we've been told we don't know because it's year to year. Yet, we do know exactly what we collected summer to summer. Why can't we figure out the expenses summer to summer if we know the collection?
Okay. So we are going to prepare the full analysis based on the fiscal year results. This fiscal year is going to be done by June 30th, and it will show us how much we collected and how much we
Right.
spent.
Summer ended at the end of September. We've been asking this since the end of September. You know, you just gave us numbers from summer to summer on what you
So,
collected.
Roy,
Why can't you give us-
I asked them not to do that analysis till we get a year over year by the budget years. As you know, the budget runs to June 30th, and the budget will go. I don't want people doing extra work for no reason when the budget is a budget. Budget goes from July 1st to June 30th. We'll do the analysis from July 1st to June 30th, and we'll give you the analysis when we're done with it. But I'm not going to have people do, you could ask for it from March 5th to, March 4th of the following
Summer
year. And
to
then you could
summer,
ask the next
Dan.
day
Summer
from
to
January
summer.
15th to January 14th. I'm not going to spin my wheels doing it several ways for no reason.
You know what? A
When
lot
we
of
could-
people
I
have
don't-
asked for that. You don't want to
Gotcha.
put in the work. I
No,
understand
it's a
you don't wanna
function
put in
of
the
when
work.
we sell the tickets. We sell them in two different
Then
fiscal
why
years.
did we just go with what we took in? Why were we just told from summer to summer, we took in this much, but we can't figure out our expenses?
Because
All right,
some
let
of
me
it
ask you a
happens in
question.
May,
Let me
because-
ask you a question about the beach. Are we still going to be losing money if all this comes out right? Are we still going to be losing money?
You'd have to do the analysis of what it costs you.
No,
and
you've
what-
already done a budget. According to your budget, you've proposed a budget, right? So you haven't looked at the budget?
Nope. I have not looked
Wow.
at it all. Roy, are you kidding me with that question? For
No,
real?
no,
Are you
I
asking
looked at
me-
the budget.
Are you
I
asking me if
looked
I
at-
looked at the budget?
Yes,
I did the budget.
I know that. That's why I'm
So yes,
saying,
I looked at
if
it.
you put in the budget and you know how much you projected for the beach to come in, bring in with everything, with the beach comfort, with the LIRR, with the $5 million you get in, with all of these things, the city clerk, you get a certain amount of money. And if you projected the revenue, that was the cost, that was the revenue. If you projected the cost with the beach park and the lifeguards and the junior lifeguards and the beach maintenance, you haven't looked at those two numbers?
I have, Roy. You subtract one from the other and it will give you the number.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It shows that we're losing about $237,000.
Correct.
Okay, so I asked the question and you said I didn't look at it.
Because Roy, there's no reason, like, the numbers are there. You can look at them. I know you know the number. What's the point of asking me if I know the
Because
number,
I
if you have the
asked
number
you-
in your hand?
I
Roy,
asked you if
Roy,
we've
what
been
is the
asking
point
you
of it?
all year if we are losing money on the beach.
Thanks.
You don't want to ask anybody to look at those numbers. That's what you just said. So I did the numbers based on your budget.
Can I ask you a
Based on your
question, Ray?
budget, we're losing money.
Are we doing better on the beach now than we did when you were city council?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And you did a great job with the fire department overtime. Phenomenal, compared to when we were there. But, I asked the question, I've been saying from day one, we shouldn't be losing money on the beach.
Yes, and we are working in that direction, Roy.
Yeah, we're trying to get there.
We're significantly better than we were when I got here.
That's right. Thank you, Roy. Ronnie?
Ron Paganini, Long Beach. Again, this council inherited a lot of stuff. Is it better than before? Yes. I have to congratulate you, and I have been. But there's always a but. There's many departments here that aren't making money. I don't have to tell you that certain departments, they're not making, in other words, what it cost, we're losing money. But that's the way it goes sometimes, you know what I mean? I can name the departments, but I don't want to do that. That's not my business. And I'm talking 4 or 5 departments. There's no revenue coming in. There's no extra revenue coming in. For how long? How many years Long Beach has been stagnant? We're a little island. We don't have that much of a commercial district. The boardwalk is getting a little better, but, the bottom line is we're going to start paying, I still think like the overtime last year was, 4.5, almost 5 million. You cut it by $500,000. In general numbers, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You have to do more with that. And, there's 30% of the residents here are not rich. Let's put it that way.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, well, we're all. Listen, it's tough to be up there and make big decisions. But I know, and I've sat with a lot of you guys and told you, you could save here, you could save there, but I can't make you do anything, But I think you could really stretch this out. I think you can get under the cap if you really push it. I think you can. You're putting in a 900,000. So take a little more out of the contingency fund. That's all it's going to be. And next year it's going to be better. The beach will be better. Things will be better, I think you could stay under the cap. I really do. I know if I was up there, we'd be under the cap. Listen, we're all well paid here. Everybody's being well paid. I studied this budget with a fine-tooth comb. I saw a list of overtime that people really shouldn't be getting it. And we weren't getting that prior to 2020. Okay? That overtime wasn't there. It never existed. You can do better, Dan. And Brendan, I respect you highly. Try, do the best you can here. Please. It's there to be done. Thank you.
I appreciate you saying that, about the cap, not about me, about the cap, because what did I say?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you did. I just wanted to make sure that, just to clarify something, so the 2026 adopted budget showed about $3.3 million in overtime, and there was no overtime.
3.3?
Yeah. And this budget is 2.7, so. Yeah,
Total?
Yeah, total.
I don't know where.
General fund. I mean.
I don't see that.
That's the
the reason I phone
the
number
projection.
and my
You're looking
email.
at projection.
Well, the actuals as well.
Well,
If you can, if you can go to that slide with my phone number and
Yeah,
my
but-
email address, you're welcome to reach out to me, and we can go account by account, department by
A
department.
lot of overtime went with with the firemen, went away. You hired people, 4 or 5 guys, whatever, you knocked out a lot of overtime.
The actual for fiscal year '25 was below the budget. It was $3.1 million compared to the budget of 3.5. So the '26 is not completed yet until June 30th, 2026. But as I said, you're more than welcome, and I can give you the breakdown. You can go back to that transparency portal. Use it. You'll be able to see it.
I have paperwork with all the readouts, all the names and everything else from last year, the year before and everything else, and it was close to $5 million and that's water and sewer fund too. That's water and sewer.
Well,
So I'm just saying, I have the papers.
I appreciate what you're saying.
Listen, the overtime's not guaranteed. Listen, the cops, they got $1 million, they actually cut, which they deserve. The police department do deserve that overtime just for emergency. We need that overtime. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think we could do more. The salaries are good, I'm just saying.
Okay.
And overtime's not guaranteed. So,
Thanks.
am I happy? A little.
Okay.
That's it.
A little happy's better than no happy. Okay. Oh, yes, okay.
Hi, Anna. Ty. Good afternoon. James Hodge, 95 East Fulton Street in our great city. Quick question. I always, again, applaud when you're doing great, and as a taxpayer, we have a right to ask questions also. Wanted to ask a question when it comes to the part-time workers in the city of Long Beach. How much are they making? In beach maintenance, highway department, sanitation, how much are they making an hour?
It depends.
Yeah, ranges depending on position, depending on,
The majority is what, $15 an hour?
no.
No, 18, I would say, 18 probably majority.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not ready to give you the average or the exact number.
You're not ready to
I'd
give me
be
an average,
happy-
but you just said 18 because you
Well,
know a lot of them
just
make
by- just by
15,
looking-
correct?
So let's not make it a fight. She said 18.
No, you
because
don't tell me. Hold on, let me
James,
ask a question.
James, no. She said 18. She was taking a guess. She did not do the
Okay,
calculations.
so do a lot of them
So
make 15? Can you
right?
answer?
Do a
You
lot?
can't-
No.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
A lot of them make 15.
No, they don't.
When you
And
So,
what you're
so
saying-
none of them make 15?
And what you're saying about, I didn't say none of them. I didn't say none
I'm
of them.
talking
I
about
didn't say
beach
none of them.
maintenance.
Okay, hold on one. Let's
Sanitation.
take it down a notch, all right?
All right, he said
Take
take
it down a notch.
guys. All right.
What's the point?
They took it. I'm trying to find out if they make $15 an hour. Some of the
No, a lot don't.
some of the part timers make $15 an hour.
Some of them, yes.
Okay, so state minimum wage is 17, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I know that the federal government, the federal minimum wage is lower, and they allow the city to be able to make it lower. But I am pushing, right? I know the CSCA do all they can to push for them to get higher benefits. And I, as a resident and a former 23-year-plus member, are pushing for all of the part-timers that work all of these hours, rain, sleet, and snow, to be able to make at least state minimum wage or more. So all of the ones that are lower, and if they are making different amounts, is it because of the job? What are the laborers making? And if all of the laborers part-time are making different amounts, why would they be making different amounts? I understand if they have a CDL or something like that, they should be making more. I'm talking about the laborers. You can try to twist it around to sound good, but if the laborers are all making $15 an hour, they should be making more. Do we pay for their pants? Do we pay for their pants? We know we give them some hat and T-shirts, but do their pants get paid for? Because they work in extreme weather and sanitation.
Do we give uniform allowances? Yes.
To part-timers?
Don't know. Don't know.
Oh, it's in the budget. You should know. You said he know everything about
Thank
the
you.
budget.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Don't take my time, please. Go ahead.
Yield
I
back his
don't
time.
think that they're getting the uniform allowance. However, I would have to defer to the department manager to elaborate on how they're getting their uniforms. The uniform allowance is a fringe benefit. I think they all have uniforms, so I have several department managers here, and they can probably
No, I don't need them to come because I know the answer. So I'm just asking.
I know,
so
but at this point,
So if-
this is, we're delving outside of the budget right now.
No, this is not outside of the budget. It's an expense and a cost. And don't tell me what to ask and how to ask.
No, I'm telling you what's in the budget
This
and what's
is
not.
part of a budget and expense of the city. We're not talking about the capital budget. We're talking about the expense
We're talking
and the
about
budget of the city.
we're
And so
talking about-
please don't take my time. Can I ask my questions?
No.
Why do you think you can dictate what I can ask?
Because I'm running this meeting.
No,
I'm sick of
and
you
I am a
yelling.
resident and a taxpayer.
I'm sick of you yelling.
I'm a resident and
You're
a taxpayer.
done.
No, I'm
You're
not
done.
I'm
Sit
not
down.
Who do you think you
I'm
are?
sick of you yelling.
You're sick.
Everyone talks like an
And
adult,
I'm speaking.
except for you.
And I'm speaking.
Except for
And
you.
I'm speaking.
No,
And
you're yelling.
You don't like my
And you got
question.
me to yell.
You don't like my
Sit down.
question.
You're done.
No, listen, you don't like my question.
You're done.
So they're getting $15
done.
an hour and they're...
You started yelling.
Listen,
You're done.
No, I'm not. No, I'm speaking
You're done.
louder. Listen,
Done.
Finn, President, listen.
You're done. You're
There
done.
is
You're
hourlies
done.
in the police department that
Sit
get
down,
uniform
you're done.
allowance.
Thank you.
Their pants are paid for. They're part-timers. Why can't sanitation workers' pants
There was
get
no
paid
need
for?
to get excited like this, but you wanted to.
I'm speaking.
No, you're not.
So they just yelled at me. You told them to calm down.
No,
You don't like my line of questioning, so I'm done. You want to shut my voice up.
I want everyone to keep their voice down when they speak. I want everyone to speak politely. You're not doing that,
I'm speaking
so you can sit
politely.
down.
No,
Thank you.
No, my time is not up.
Oh, it's up.
No, my time. How
It was
you
up
gonna tell-
5 minutes ago.
So as I was saying, you
No,
don't
you're
like my
done.
line of questioning. You're not a
If you keep
dictator.
speaking, I'm going to have to get you to leave the room.
Say it again.
Yes. I'm not
Listen,
saying it again.
Listen, won't you come to the protest on the 17th? Do that. Because it's about this, democracy. And so, again, part-timers get paid uniforms. And they get their bands paid for. Paid for
Yes.
sanitation, paid for beach, paid for highway. There's some more questions coming up.
No, you don't. Not tonight.
Yeah, I do.
Nope.
I do.
You do not.
You don't have the authority.
Of course I do.
Arrest me then. If that's what you want to do.
Hi.
Eileen Hessian.
Hi.
So I understand that the overtime is lower, which is great, but if you hired more people so that the overtime is lower and those people have salaries plus benefits, insurance, everything, is it costing us more when you compare? Do you understand what I mean?
Do you understand? Nina?
It could, if you utilize the same amount of people for the same amount of time. Remember, a lot of overtime is for emergency situations. So if a pipe breaks, hiring an extra guy is not going to necessarily fix that pipe. If there's, different sorts of things that happen, emergencies like the sewer plant that overflowed, hiring extra people is not going to prevent that from happening. So overtime is still necessary.
I don't think that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
What are you asking?
Is it costing more to hire people with benefits and everything
Yes.
than to
Yes.
pay the overtime?
Yes.
Yes, it does cost more.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good then. I mean, I was applauding the lower overtime, but now it's costing us more in the long run. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
No.
Are you saying that we have more full-time employees in a budget this year than we had last year? By several positions, we probably do, but that's a natural growth, right? Because everything grows, our infrastructure grows, all the services grow, so it requires more full-time employees to service that. It's a natural growth in a budget and operations in services. To directly answer, if you were comparing how much a part-timer is making without the benefits versus a full-timer with benefits, obviously a full-timer gets more, but they also, let me finish it.
My questions
But
are
you
always
also
about-
get much more, you get much more from that full-time individual than
understand.
you do from part-timer. And it's more of an operational kind of a decision, right? That's given to the department managers, how they need to staff their workforce in order to make the most efficient product, service, whatever they need to do.
Okay.
We
My
did
my
not-
question is always about money, and I'm wondering, is this costing us more money?
I don't blame you for asking it.
Overall, the overall salaries went up by maybe $700,000 for all, in general. I'm just talking about the general fund. But that's pretty minimal compared because the overtime went
Right,
down.
but they've got all the benefits, and they're going to retire eventually and get those big pensions. It's costing us more money. That's my scary
Ina, you're saying
thing.
the $700,000 increase is based mostly on the percentage raises that they're entitled
Yeah.
to, not on extra positions being added.
Yeah, you cannot operate the city. People also retire, right? So there is a natural attrition, and we have to hire back and then match the increase in the services. There are more residents here. Everything.
We
grows.
probably have more retirees than we do have people working. So retirement is a
The
very
retirement
expensive.
is very big factor
Yeah,
in this
very big.
budget. Yes.
I wish we could do something about that.
Every municipality, it's.
I
this-
know, ours are big,
it's,
very big. All right, thank you.
Yeah. As a retiree. Yes. Hi, Devin.
Devin Parker, CSEA President. I would just like to say that the CSEA represents all the part-timers and the full-timers. In current contract negotiations, we can't speak on. There is a contract being negotiated for part-timers, but I will say that since you guys have been in office, you've done right by the workforce overall, not just the full-timers, the part-timers as well. So I fully believe that everything will work out and we'll move past this. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devin.
Congratulations on your promotion.
That's right. All right. Looks like that's it for this. We leave it open till next week, but we'll move on to the next item. Actually, item number 1, right? I don't want to jump the gun.
Item number 1 is a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract for professional race timing and event services.
All right, so this item authorizes me to extend the contract with Elite Feats Incorporated, a professional race timing and event services vendor, for an additional year. The cost of the services remains unchanged, and we have been pleased with the job Elite Feats does with us and have compared his pricing to other vendors in the area. I will note that our races are well subscribed, and the entrance fees and related sponsorships cover the cost of the events. Commissioner Brand is here if you have any further questions on this item.
Okay. Any comments from?
Yeah, I have a question. Just, I don't expect anybody to have the answer right now because it just dawned on me because I'm in a road racer from years ago. But how many events do we have per year in terms of road races, Dan, if you know? And what's the average cost, perhaps, maybe, Joe?
There should be a list on the back of it there,
My
but
apologies.
there's a handful of road races and a couple of events on the beach. The biathlon, 1 mile swim, Michael Kiefer race, and then the road races.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, my apologies for not looking. Thanks.
Tracy?
Joe, same as last year?
Yes.
Price?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't raised it. In fact, the contract that we're now extending, this was probably the original RFP price from 2021 or 22, and it's $250 cheaper per event than the previous contract that we had. So, and Elite Feats has become the predominant, expert in this field, and probably the biggest bonus that we get or that we receive from the contractor with them is their database. They handle all of the registration, and it goes out to anybody that's ever run any Elite Feet race, not just ours. So we're seeing our numbers, moving up each and every race.
Because they'll reach out and email everybody in their
Yep.
database. I reached out to a couple of the municipalities. I mean, we're getting a fairly good deal.
Yes, very fair.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that comment. Mike and I spoke about it the other day, yesterday, I guess. And also going to a lot of races and on my time and actually promoting a couple of races. It's a hard job. I think the price is good. I talked to a lot of people like Mike did, and I think it's good. It takes a lot to put one of those races on. Yeah, a lot could go wrong.
And they take care of a lot of the responsibilities that allow us to go out and chase, what's important, the day of event, making sure that goes flawlessly. We get a tremendous amount of help from the police department, lifeguards, if it's one of the beach events, is closing roads and stuff like that. There is a lot that goes into it, and they take care of a lot of the registration bugs that come with the races that allow us to concentrate our efforts on other things. So,
Yeah, I mean, we have two events that are a little bit off the beaten path. The path is sand.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
All right. We don't close it, right? We leave it open till. Yeah, right, okay. I'm learning this game.
Item number 2 is a resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase,
At the end.
furnish, and install vehicle upfitting equipment for the police department.
So our police department is seeking to purchase 3 new vehicles and upfit them with emergency equipment. Total cost would be just over $206,000 and done through a piggyback bid with Onondaga, with Van Bortle Ford of East Rochester, in accordance with our procurement policy. The 3 vehicles would replace a 2013 Ford Explorer, a 2009 Mazda, and a 2013 Chevy Tahoe. These vehicles will then be repurposed to be utilized in other departments, who will in turn either auction off or dispose of 3 vehicles from their respective fleets. At the City Council's directive, we will soon have a comprehensive inventory and assessment of the full fleet, replete with a proposed life cycle for each vehicle and a roadmap for when and where they will be transferred from one department to another or sold at auction. In the meantime, Commissioner DePalma is here if the council has any questions on these 3 specific vehicles.
I got a question. Who gets to drive that 2008 Crown Vic? I saw it on the list.
We still got, we won't let it go. It's the last Crown Vic in the fleet.
We got questions? Mike, you got a question?
So, I know, Dan, so the 2013 to 2008, 2013, that goes down in the police department, or do we send it to?
Those vehicles are actually going outside the police department.
They're going outside the police department, and
Yes, sir.
whether they can be repurposed or sold at auction?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mike, they will go to other departments, and those other departments will give up their older vehicles, unless these are just in that bad shape, which I don't think they are. The older ones from the other departments will be either auctioned off or disposed of.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, how often do you have to replace these vehicles? Do you go by mileage or idle time, or is it yearly?
In a perfect world, I'd love to purchase 3 vehicles a year. Obviously, it doesn't always work out that way. So if we can get, I want to avoid trying to get 10 vehicles in one shot. So if we try to get 2 vehicles a year, it keeps us ahead of the curve.
Okay. George?
Good.
Chris? All right. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Richard.
Move on to number 3.
Item number 3 is a resolution authorizing the city manager to increase the amount of a previously authorized contract for a fireworks display to celebrate the 4th of July.
So at the last meeting, the council approved an agreement with the vendor for a 4th of July fireworks display. When we went to have the agreement executed the following meeting, before this meeting, the vendor informed us that the cost of the barge rental, which is passed on to the city, has increased from $20,000 to $30,000, mostly because they gave us the proposal in February, and due to the 250th year anniversary celebrations, just, I guess, the barge operators were charging him much more because he didn't lock it in February. The vendor confirmed that they make no profit on the barge element of the display, and the costs are purely passed through in nature, and we did reach out to the barge operators to check that, to make sure that they were giving us the same price that the barge operators gave them. Based on the conversations we had with other vendors, the barge costs this year during the 250th anniversary of our country are exceedingly high. Our vendor continues to seek out less expensive barge options, and we may not have to expend the additional $10,000, but I am recommending the measure be approved to ensure we have a successful display come July. Just another side note, although we don't have a sponsor for the fireworks this year, we have already attracted nearly $100,000, as you said, Brendan, earlier, in sponsorships from a variety of sponsors for a variety of other endeavors, most of which exceed the expenses associated with the endeavor themselves. We are well ahead of where we were at this time last year with sponsorships, and we will continue to seek out more sponsors. Sponsorships allow us to defray some of the costs for many of our events to not end up burdening the taxpayer. Stacy Sweet in our office has done a great job building the relationships with the corporate community and obtaining sponsorships for various events. If you have any questions on the extra cost for the fireworks or the barge, John McNally's been dealing very closely with this, and he'll answer any questions you may have.
All right, who has a question?
I know we're working on, see if we actually do have to pay for that. When are we going to know if we have to pay it?
We probably will not know until very late June, early July.
Why is he trying to get different prices from barges?
He has another vendor that he's working with who one of his barges is dry docked. He anticipates it getting out of dry dock to be used for the Macy's fireworks. If he is successful in getting it out of dry dock in that time, then he'll be able to let us use it the following week.
Oh, that would be good.
I mean, he knows it's the 250th.
He does.
He does.
I think everybody knows that Mike does the problem.
This is not his only barge. He's
Yeah,
I mean, this is the guy that does the Macy's. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thanks, George.
No, it's just kind of want to echo. I mean, it's a highly anticipated. It's 250-year anniversary. Prices are higher than ever this year. I think everybody understands that. So I know you guys are working the best you can to keep the price as low as you possibly can.
Crazy.
But I also think we're probably going to get more turnout this year than at least as long as I've lived here, because it's a highly anticipated year. It's our anniversary.
250 in 5 days.
And, yeah, right. So
Got that right?
Thanks
Yes.
thanks for trying to keep the cost down.
All right. Let's move on.
Item number 4 is a resolution fixing and providing the season for the Ocean Beach Park for the 2026 calendar year.
So this one should be an easy one. Each year, we need to set the dates of operation for the beach. This year, we will be open on weekends starting on Memorial Day, as usual, and begin operating full-time 7 days a week, starting Friday, June 19th. There will be a total of 90 days, as I said earlier, of operation this year, which is more than typical, and will make the season the longest in the city's history, I believe. If you have any further questions on this, Phil's here and Joe Brand are here if you have any questions.
Okay. Questions?
I object.
Chris? I just say that I think this is an earlier full-time opening, right? Usually we open the last Friday of June, and I think this is obviously a week earlier, right? Is that right, Phil? Yeah, that's good.
Didn't we do it last year as well, Phil, for June 19th?
Oh, we tried to.
I think last year we were unlucky with the weather in June, but we did open it, I think, a little earlier last year. But also Labor Day is later this year than it was last year.
Yes, we did open it early last year, and we're open early this year, too. And 90 days is the longest beach season we've ever had.
It's a marathon.
We've never had a season this
In
long.
honor of
so
our
it's great.
250th anniversary as a country, we're going to stay open an extra 8 days?
Yes, we are.
8 days, I believe it's 8.
All right. All right. Okay, so now we'll We'll open it up to questions. We'll open up to questions from the public regarding items 1 through 4. Yes, Eileen, you beat Roy.
Eileen Hessian. In item number 2 about the police vehicles, I look online and then I go to the information, the extra information. I always read that. That's very available and that's very helpful. And in that, there are 2 lines. One says, quote, 74332, $18,400, and the other one is $25,430. What does quote 74332 mean?
Rich?
Those are the upgrades that we have to do to the police cars, whether it be cages, light systems, siren systems, and things like that.
Oh, it wasn't itemized. It just says quote. Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, no, I have another question. It was very confusing to listen about the fireworks. We don't know what we're paying. It went up 16%, but we might have sponsorships and...
No, we don't have a sponsorship, but he'll explain.
So there was an agreement with the guy that he gave us a quote in February. Since then, with the quote, he has a pass-through for the barge. The barge, the quote that he got recently when we signed the contract, because we had to send it to the council to vote on it, he went back to them to lock in the barge, and they said, no, we're not giving you the barge for the price we told you in February, because now we're booked, and it's going to be $10,000 more. So if we want to have a barge to do the fireworks, we'll be responsible.
And why don't we have sponsorships at all for this?
If you know anyone who's willing to sponsor it, we'd be glad to talk to them, but everybody we talk to is not interested in sponsoring fireworks.
I think one of the reasons, and I'm just hypothesizing here, is that it's a very spread out event, right? The barge is on Riverside or Edwards, and everyone is all the way up and down the beach. So how does the sponsor get, the word out?
I see.
I mean, that's a guess,
No,
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
I'd cancel it, personally. My opinion.
Oh, okay.
Happy 250.
Okay. Yes, well, Roy had his hand up first. I'm sorry, Dale.
Quick question on the athletic thing. It says it's $1,000 per event with a $2 per fee per run
Yes.
registrant. Is that additional to the? In other words, do they charge per
Yes.
individual?
Yes,
Okay, that's.
$1,000 for the
I
event.
just wasn't sure. I thought it, but I wasn't sure. Okay, on the fireworks. Last year they were 44,000. I really don't understand the inability to get any contributions. We never had that kind of a problem. But they gave us a proposal that was valid for 60 days. When you get a proposal and you accept it, aren't you bound?
So if it's 60 days from February, right, that would be March, then April.
From the postmark date, it doesn't say. I have no idea when the postmark date was.
February,
Well, why did we wait then?
because we had to get council approval. We had to see if we could get other bids. It's a
We get-
professional.
Why would it take that long, months, to get council approval? We do this every
So,
year.
so Roy, there's more than council approval. We have to get other bids. It's a professional service. So we reached out. We actually found another vendor who's been giving us pricing. We had to give them time to try to find barges themselves, because apparently the hardest thing here is getting the barge. So we actually had another group that was bidding on it.
With a better
that was
price, I
trying to
think.
find a barge, and the barge actually cost that they gave us was much higher, so the overall price would have been higher. So we were trying
So
to find.
we had a price locked in, and we didn't move on it quickly enough.
Yes, because we were trying to find a better price, because we thought it went up high, and we were trying to find a better price. So unfortunately, the move to try to find a better price hurt us. But I do think we did their due diligence to try to find a better price.
Well,
So I'm sure if we would have gotten another vendor in and had different problems, you'd be speaking on that as well.
Well, I don't know, from 44 to 62,000 is a lot of money.
I agree,
Taxpayer
100%.
money. Thanks.
Well, I mean, I have to say, since it's the 250, that's probably the 250 anniversary. Everything's at a premium.
But you had the price.
Okay.
It's always easy to Monday morning quarterback, Roy.
That's it, right? Okay. All right, we're done. There's no other people. Yeah. Okay. 1 through 4.
It's a motion, a block vote, move and introduce. Who will second?
I will.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Ennis?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinhardt?
Yes.
Vice President Fiamara? Yes. President Finn?
Yes.
The city manager's personnel report has been filed by the city clerk, who will make a motion to close the meeting.
I will.
Second,
I'll second it.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Ennis?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinhardt?
Yes.
Vice President Fiamara? Yes. President Finn?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. All right. Dale Greenstein. Do we close the meeting? Okay, right, yeah, we did.
I have a few things to say, questions,
Okay.
and also suggestions. What is the cost to a sponsor for a ticket booth to be painted?
I believe it was $1,500.
And do they get their name on that?
Yes, they do.
Thank you.
Kind of like the Sistine Chapel type of thing, right?
Every year, we have to fix some of the benches, and that's quite a bit of money, I would assume. So here's a suggestion, because I don't think we are selling any benches anymore. Is that correct? Correct. Well, suppose we open that up again and put benches on the other side of the boardwalk. And with that in mind, add something to it that people have to pay a certain amount of money to keep those benches in good order. Kind of like when you're paying for, I'm just using it because I'm doing it, a cemetery plot where you pay in perpetuity for keeping it in order. It's an insurance policy.
So, I mean, it sounds like a good idea, except that, I would say that enforcing it is probably the biggest problem.
Well, here comes the next one.
You take that bump bench out, right?
Suppose we get some more cameras on the boardwalk.
Cameras?
Cameras, yes. Because then we can catch those son of a guns that are breaking the benches.
We are doing more cameras.
Right, yeah, we are doing more cameras, although I really don't like cameras personally, but we are doing it.
I don't like cameras either.
They're not good for
But if
America.
it's costing this city money, I want a camera. Think
Well, we're
about
getting
it.
them, whether I want them or not, we're getting them, so.
And back to what Eileen said, money.
Yeah, I know, but money, and this is my own personal view, so we'll leave it out.
Okay.
We're getting them.
Are people permitted to put personal signs on the grass malls on the boulevards?
No.
Is that a no?
That's a no.
Okay, and I ask you that because there's a company, I don't know where the company is, but they want you to hire them to kill the mosquitoes in your backyard.
Oh, yeah, what are they called? Mosquito Joe.
Let us know where the signs are.
I
We'll
can
have to
tell
take
you
them
right
down.
now a few of them.
Okay. Yeah, if you send us a note or email us or call us, anything, and we'll send people to take them down.
I've had to stop myself from taking them down
I think Chris might
because
do it on his way home tonight.
Washington Boulevard on Olive and Walnut to begin. I certainly will.
You guys should go together.
Another thing, the Long Beach City School District has decided that they're trying to save money on the insurance of people that have retired. I assume they're going to do it for people that are currently working as well. I suggest a phone call to Mr. DeVito because he's behind this and he's got another way of saving money and guaranteeing insurance to people as well. I think it's a worthy cause to make the phone call to.
I'm a little aware of it. I haven't had conversation with Mike DeVito himself. I don't know what his real likelihood of getting that passed is, but I wish him the best. I've seen this happen in other places. I've seen it happen at the Port Authority. It's unlikely, and I could tell you it would cause a war with the retirees and probably
I get
the
it.
labor unions.
I'm not interested personally, but it's something to consider for current workers.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
Thank you.
It could save you money.
Yep. Thanks.
That one was for Eileen.
James Hodge. So, James, as you come up, I'm just going to remind you that decorum is the order of the day. We speak with decorum, we act with decorum, we don't yell and scream. You may be trying to get a rise out of me or Dan or whoever. Please, just keep it polite. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You should be a professor and teach that in class because
I was.
Even
for
the
18
city
years.
manager was a bit high level, 0.0, and so you told everybody calm down. Again, I just wanted to say, let me be a little quiet to keep decorum. I just want to say again, for the part-timers, the laborers that are making $15 an hour, thank the city for everything that they've done and all of the people that they've hired and all the things that they are doing. But then when there's something to challenge as a taxpayer, I have a right to come, and this is my taxpaying opportunity to come and speak to the council that represent the whole city, not portions of the city. And so I ask, and I speak up for the laborers, that majority that's in the sanitation, highway, and beach maintenance that are minorities, mostly African American and Latino workers, that are making $15 an hour. It's factual. It's factual. You hired them. I'm just saying to, if you can, in your budget, look to see if you can give them raises. I think you have brought some of them up, but if you can, you can. Laborers are laborers, and anything else. Chris, you had something to say? Oh, okay. Oh. No. Oh, okay. So again, I'm here again. I've been coming to council meetings for over 2 decades, and as a former CSEA member, as a former shop steward, as a former vice PAC chair, over 23 years, I will constantly advocate for the workers here in the city of Long Beach that do a fine job. I would thank the CSEA for what they do, and John Mooney, again, congratulations, the regional president, and again, I will continue advocating for them. I have a right to do that. And so again, as you admonish me, when there was others that got up before me, you didn't admonish them, but you feel the need to admonish me.
Actually, now that you ask, you don't have a right to speak at this meeting.
I have a right.
No, you don't.
I have a right.
No, not at this meeting. At this meeting, you speak at the day of the city council. That's the way it works at this meeting.
You said I have a right to speak on behalf, what? Say it again? Go ahead. I have a right to speak.
There is no right to speak at this meeting except for a public hearing.
Okay, so when you rewind the tape, you're going to see that you said that I have a right to speak. Your attorney just asked you to just let it go because I have a right to speak. Okay, so thank you for my opportunity of speaking and my right to speak, which you so eloquently just explained that I have a right to speak. And so I'll be at the next council meeting to speak again. And as I say, please give those hourly workers, even uniform money, the part-timers, because the police, and they do good with their part-timers, and they give them uniforms because they're out and they want their appearance to look good. I'm saying sanitation do rain, sleet, and snow. They can't sit in the cars. They're on the back of the trucks. Those uniforms, those pants cost a lot of money. So the city may give them the rain jackets and a hat and a shirt, but the pants are expensive and their boots. I'm not asking you to give boots, but maybe if you can look in somewhere and find some money to give them pants and the beach maintenance and sanitation and highway, that would be good. Again, just asking. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a good night.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, President.
So one of the things I'd like to say is that we have the two high-ranking members, the highest-ranking members of the CSEA here, who I think have done a wonderful job negotiating on behalf of their workers and the people who want to work for the city. So I think that any negotiations we have will certainly be done. Dan has been working with them all along. So thank you for what you guys do, and thank you, Dan, for doing it as well. I'll say this, to try to put a racist or a racial aspect to it, I think is really wrong-headed. And people accept jobs. When they accept the job, you take the salary. I've done it. I'm sure everybody here has done it. You get offered a job, you say, what's the salary? Someone tells you the salary, you say yes or you say no. That's how it works, okay? Then you can negotiate, but you don't always get to. So that's the way it works. All right, thank you. Sarah Slavin.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
I just want to open a petition for dogs on the beach.
You have to speak a little bit louder.
I just want a petition for dogs, allow dogs on the beach. Let's come together to support safe and respectful way to allow the dogs on the beach with clear guidelines, design areas, responsible pet ownerships. We can create a space where everyone, residents, visitors, and our fairy friends can enjoy just the shoreline in Long Beach. By working as a community, we can keep our beach clean, safe, and welcoming for all. Positive change to start with us, and let's make it happen.
Okay, thank you. You're the first person to come up here in quite some time, I think, since we've been on here to ask about dogs on the beach. I thought no one would ever come up here, but I'm glad you did. We'll have to take that under advisement.
I'm here to help out and work
All right.
with you. And
I think we're one of the few beaches around that doesn't allow that to happen, but we'll have to take it under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Donna Gentile? Oh, you okay? Great.
So I'm here too to talk about Dogs on the Beach. What Sarah and I have been working about was an initiative that would suggest a pilot program. It would allow to controlled dog access under specific guidelines, and the goal is to evaluate the feasibility while minimizing the risks to the beach. So one other component would be to design a dog zone, which is clearly marked, a section of the beach for dog access, and having signage to ensure awareness and compliance, offering limited access hours such as early mornings before 9 a.m. or late evenings, avoiding peak beach hours. And also we would like to suggest some rules such as leash requirements, limit on the number of dogs per person, and proof of vaccination.
Okay.
There's two more points.
Okay, great, sure.
So we had suggested maybe cleanliness and maintenance where they could be like dog waste stations can be installed to keep the beaches clean, and having a strict cleanup after your dog enforcement, and having fines for non-compliance. And the pilot program we would suggest would be maybe like 3 to 6 months as a trial period, and monitoring the safety and cleanliness and having community feedback during this process. And we could adjust this program as needed before any long-term adaptations.
Okay. Say the pilot program would probably be in the winter, in the dead of winter, right? Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kathleen O'Leary? Yes. Okay. Jacob Spielberg?
Good evening, Jacob Spielberg, 533 East Market.
Hi.
I'm going to cover a few things here, a couple questions as well. The Road Safety Action Plan, it focused a lot on signage, but there wasn't really any mention of obstructed views at corners, or rather ensuring unobstructed views at corners. And I do think that that is a huge part of roadway safety. And I know that the Road Safety Action Plan can't really institute this clearing of corners. It's something that City Council could do. A year ago, I gave a list of about 60 corners that were obstructing views, and I have seen some progress, which is great. I have seen hedges cut down. I haven't really seen adjustments to fences, but I still don't believe enough has been done. Summer is upon us, and there's many more corners that need to be addressed. And this is in regard to fences and hedges in violation of city ordinances that limit fence and hedge heights to 2.5 feet as they approach the corner. Just walk around and look around and you'll see. I want to move on to paper and cardboard recycling, which I've touched upon before. I did get my hands on the intermunicipal waste agreement, okay, between Long Beach and the town of Hempstead, and this agreement is good till 2029. And it confirms that we spend between $86 a ton and $94 a ton, depending on where we dump, to get rid of waste, general waste. But we spend $0 to dispose of paper and cardboard per ton. And so my question is, what is the city doing, if anything, to reduce the amount of cardboard and paper that makes its way into the regular waste stream, which is costing the city well over $100,000 a year? I'm talking about using Instagram to raise awareness around financial burden of not recycling paper, instructing sanitation department to not take cardboard on regular trash days, providing a means for people to drop off cardboard at the sanitation department like you've done with empty paint cans, okay? And possibly working the numbers to see what the cost would be to run a weekly paper recycling program citywide. Similar topic, the NYS Municipal Waste Reduction and Recycling Program, okay, offers a grant, and it covers 50% of the recycling coordinator's salary. And last time I was here, I asked if you guys had applied for that ever, historically. And I didn't have an answer. You have.
We have. I thought you got a response to that. We have looked at, we have applied for it. I believe we get it, don't we, Patty or John?
We have done it in the past. We don't have a recycling coordinator per se, so that salary never gets reimbursed to us. They will match us on whatever communication materials, but their threshold is as such that a mailing for us costs maybe $10,000 all in. Their bottom threat, a mailing cost, like a citywide mailing for an educational piece. And their threshold, I could be wrong on this, but their threshold was the minimum of like $25,000. So it was spending a lot more money than it was worth from an educational component to utilize that grant.
But currently, you guys are not applying for this grant?
Correct. We made the decision a few years back after we had gotten it that it was just not something that it was costing us more money than it was likely to save.
So what year did we get that again, John?
I want to say the last one was in 22 when we shifted over to the single stream recycling. We obviously had a need at that point in time to really communicate what the recycling efforts were since they were changing so drastically. And even then, we ended up having to spend more money in order to meet the grant obligations.
So they'll reimburse you, but you're mandated to spend up to $25,000?
I don't quote me on that. I'll look that up for you, but it was more than what we needed to by not.
Okay, but it gets reimbursed.
No, it was like 50% match.
The salary.
We don't have somebody that's salaried that does that.
someone does not have to have the official title of recycling coordinator. They just need to assume the responsibilities, and that includes participating in the Education and Promotional Act. You'll get 50% of his salary covered, okay? And then you could, whatever it
Who
is.
is federal government?
New York State.
New York State.
Okay? And then his job is then to promote and educate so that we can get this $100,000 plus of paper out of the trash, which is, it's really more, but conservatively, I think 100%. The percent that we can actually obtain is that.
I mean, so I understand an existing personnel could take over that capacity, but it goes by billable hours that we need to document. So the amount of time that goes into that, you're talking a minuscule amount of reimbursement for somebody's time for overseeing, a mailer or doing an Instagram post.
We run a recycling program. It's our responsibility to make citizens aware, and you're telling me right now that there is no one doing that.
We send out a mailer dedicated to recycling and sanitation every year. It's on all of our protocols are on our city's calendar.
Does it explain that when someone puts cardboard out on trash day, it contributes to?
No, I don't disagree that we can't do a better job promoting on social media.
I mean, the point I'm making is and I've commented on it before, but in 2026, okay, 2025, Instagram, lovely Instagram. You have nearly the same amount of citizens in the city following your Instagram account. There was not a single post trying to educate people about please don't bring cardboard out on trash day. It costs the city money. But the thing is, you're going to shoot yourselves in the foot and you're going to have to run weekly recycling. So you see what I'm trying to get you to do is get this grant, do the education, realize that you can't keep up with the amount of paper, and then run the weekly recycling program for paper. If you accept this grant, you'll be put in that corner. But I do encourage you to go get the grant. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I don't mean this as a critical way, but, recycle day with cardboard is crazy in South Long Beach when it's windy. I mean, and I think the sanitation department does a great job all the way around. But I think the way we do it, and I don't mean them, I think how it's set up maybe needs to be repurposed.
Plastic recycling is this week, and my cardboard recycling, I have 2 blue bins. They're maxed out today. And I'm not someone who puts cardboard out on, but there's, cardboard boxes sit right on the top of the trash cans, and the garbage men take it, and they really should just brush it off to the side, leave it on the floor, and send the message to the residents. But instead they take it, and it costs the city money, it costs the residents. We're throwing tax dollars in the trash.
I mean, I don't know what that number is, but I just feel that maybe we could figure out a better way to do this, because I'm not putting it on the sanitation people. I think they do a great job. I think it's
what I'm getting at is, step 1, it's free. Step 1 is free.
Okay.
Don't put the cardboard in the back of the trash truck. Leave it on the floor.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
That's step 1, it's free. Social media
Under
account
penalty of death.
is free. Social media account and generating awareness around this hidden cost that citizens don't know that they're costing the city money.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Lisa Gorin Burl? Berg. Sorry, no. No, your handwriting's good, my eyes aren't.
Thank you for the opportunity to make a suggestion. I too am here to suggest dogs on the beach. I think it would provide a lot of the community with access to the beach. A lot of people walk their dogs, and I've seen it work in Atlantic Beach. I go there with my dog. They do allow it off-season. Also, the Hamptons allow it all year. In the summers, you can go before 9 o'clock. And after 6 p.m., and it doesn't interfere with kids on the beach and picnics, and it's used in a very polite manner. People clean up. There are usually poop bags on the entrance, and I think it would be a wonderful use of this gorgeous beach for the community to walk their dogs.
Okay. I think that's something that we'll have to discuss.
That would be great. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Appreciate it. You too.
Thank you.
Ron Paganini.
Evening.
Hi.
So last meeting, Dan, I brought up the canals again about testing due to the stormwater runoff. And, you know, last week, they were going nuts out on the island with the stormwater runoff. I mean, you're talking nitrates and all sorts of stuff. But our canals are so dead there. The only reason I'm doing this, I'm up in the canals over 45 years. Nobody swam in that water. They're swimming in the water, and they're fishing. When was the last test? We don't even know. We need them tested, and I'm sure the state will help us. And, tested during a rainstorm and tested during when it's dry. Might be different, right? So out on the island, if it's a storm, rain, they check it. You can't go swimming. You can't go clamming in those waters for a day or two till they check it again. We have no checks and balances, Dan. Again, you inherited it. The past administration didn't give a rat's ass. So it's up to you, Mr. President Finn. I think he even agreed they should be tested, every one of them, and take it from there before the swimming season. If not, just tell me you don't want to do it. It's just for the record. I can't make you do anything. Don't do it, do it. Don't. Listen, this is a big deal. You got a lot of people moving up there. They're new people. They don't know. And I'm not assuming. Maybe it's clean. Maybe it ain't. I don't know. So let's move on to next. The wells. I got some information on our wells. The one that went down was close to 74 years old, like me. I'm just throwing these things at you. Tell me I'm wrong. So that well was like 74 years old. We got 3 wells that are not that old, maybe in the 20-year range or 25-year range. 3, right? So the other 3, what I'm hearing is that they're old too. They can break down. So am I right? Am I wrong? We need at least 3 good wells to produce enough water. And we don't have enough storage because we don't have a water tank yet. What is that, about 30 million now? It's 20 million in 2020. We don't have enough storage in those tanks either, in that tank. So again, if you want to answer my questions about the wells, am I right or am I wrong about the wells? Maybe Mr. Arnold would know.
We got it well tested. The wells. I mean, what you're talking about, the wells?
Drinking water wells.
No, I know that. I understand.
No, I'm just. I asked a while ago for how old they were.
I know.
I don't
John,
know.
didn't we send them the list of the wells? We did, right?
Well, 3. So we had 8 altogether. 1's down. That was like over 70-something years old. And you got another 3, right? That's basically not that old.
Yeah.
And the other ones are old. So I'm just saying, if they break down, we got a problem here. Listen, I want to know about the infrastructure. What I can do about it, nothing. But I'd like to know, that's all. We are running out of water one day, someday. So does Mr. Arnold have his info, maybe? Or you want to?
What info are you looking for?
Well, I'm just the age of the wells.
You have the age of the wells. What are you looking for?
He wants a new well.
No, I'm just asking him, am I right?
Are you right about the age of the wells? Yes, the age of the wells you're correct on because we gave you that information. On the
No,
age
you
of the
never
wells.
gave me that information. You never gave it to me. I got it. I'm telling you what I know. I'm done.
When you first requested the information, we sent it to you the day after. That was 2 meetings ago.
I never got it.
After I showed you the email. After the last meeting, I called you over after you were up.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is this your email? Look, this is the email that I sent you. I want to say on."
I never got it.
March 18th.
I know, but I never got it.
I showed you the email. I had the email on my phone, confirm that that was your email address, and confirm that it was.
What if I come up tomorrow and pick it up?
Happy to do that.
All right, I'll pick it up.
How about we do it on the side?
Yeah, I'll do it on the side, that's all. I just
No,
wanted
whatever.
to,
Right now. You
Right
just talk
now.
about it, yeah.
all right, so I just wanted to know if I'm right or
You're
whatever.
right about the age of the well, yeah.
So maybe we should look into drill a new one.
Eileen Hessian.
Hello. I'm here to address the recent change to public comment policy, specifically the shift from allowing 3 minutes per agenda item to a single 3-minute comment covering the entire agenda. Public comment is one of the most direct and accessible ways for residents to participate in local government. Under the long-standing previous system, community members could speak to each issue individually, giving thoughtful input on matters that may affect different parts of their lives in different ways. That structure recognized that each agenda item deserves attention and that residents may have distinct perspectives on each one. The new policy significantly limits that opportunity. Condensing all comments into a single 3-minute window forces residents to rush through multiple concerns or choose just one issue to address, leaving other important topics unheard. This doesn't just reduce speaking time, it reduces the quality and clarity of public input. I understand the need for efficiency and well-managed meetings, but efficiency shouldn't come at the expense of meaningful civic engagement. When residents feel they don't have adequate time to be heard, it can erode trust and create the perception that public input is less valued. Council, a few hours in front of your constituents every 2 weeks is reasonable and necessary. At its core, this is about ensuring that community voices remain a meaningful part of the decision-making process. I respectfully urge the Council to revisit this policy and consider adjustments that preserve both efficiency and public access. Thank you.
Thank you. Ann Rita Darcy?
I'm not finished. I still have time.
Oh.
I have a different issue.
I figure with the applause, you just dropped the mic.
I thought somebody would answer me or say something.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
All right, so the second issue is we had settled for $50,000 with the flag guy. Do you know who I mean?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Well, now we're being sued for $100,000. I thought we had an agreement.
We're not going to talk about it because we're in settlement.
We can't comment about that right now. It's, I'm sorry. We can't comment about it right now. It's an open issue. We have a court appearance this week. So we're not discussing any legal cases in this forum.
Okay.
The federal court. The Alphonse D'Amato Courthouse.
I'm happy to hear that you are taking him to court. Thank you.
That's great. Okay. Ann Rita Darcy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I do not have an opinion about dogs on the beach.
You don't?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But first, I would like to say the bus system here is awesome. It's cheap, it's very reliable and dependable, and very happy with it. The reason I'm here is I moved to Long Beach, an allegedly bike-friendly city, last September and secured my bike, my only mechanized transportation, on the boardwalk railing. I saw no signs indicating that it wasn't allowed. Recently, this notice was attached to my bike stating it can't be parked on any street. This confused me as the Oxford Dictionary, AI, and Wikipedia All describe a street as being paved, which the boardwalk is not. Indeed, the word street derives from the Latin strata, meaning paved. When I brought this to the attention of the Long Beach Police, they presented me with their own somewhat creative and expansive interpretation of the word, which are not listed in the dictionary. Being bike-friendly would seem to include having racks situated in residential areas for overnight storage. Currently, they are located almost exclusively in the business districts. Bike lanes would help also. I'm not here to whine about the situation, but to propose a solution for the many of us who do not have a garage or shed for storage. My idea is to convert at least one car parking space in every public parking lot to a place for a large bike rack. Bicycles deserve a space just as much as cars. Every bike being pedaled on these roads indicates one less car. Better safety for bicyclists and pedestrians will help keep more cars off the streets and ultimately improve the dire parking situation. I would like to say I have every intention of following the law, and I appreciate the efforts of the police. I just didn't know that you weren't allowed to put a bike on the boardwalk. Thank you.
Where was it locked on the boardwalk?
I'm sorry, I have bad hearing.
Where on the boardwalk was it locked?
On the railing. There's hundreds of bikes.
On the ramp or on the
on the railing on the boardwalk. And most people who lock their bikes there do it on the north side of the boardwalk.
Right.
There's hundreds of bikes out there. I mean,
Right.
I moved here in September.
Right. So where was yours?
On the boardwalk.
On the north side?
Yes.
They just picked your bike out, huh?
They put this green sticker on every single bike on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right.
Yeah. So now I have no place to put my bike.
All right.
You know, because by their definition of
First I'm hearing
street,
about
it includes things like culverts and, I mean, all kinds of things you never heard of.
Okay.
And I don't have a car, you know, so
Right.
where y'all want me to put my bike?
We'll look into it.
You will?
Yeah.
That is excellent, Mr. Finn. Thank you so much.
You bet. All right. Thank you. I'll just address the change in the format, is that we're actually following just about every municipality, if not all municipalities in the area in Long Island, where we allow comments at the end of all the agenda items. The public hearings remain the same. If it's a public hearing, you are expected to speak, or at least should speak if you want to. But many people have come up to me and many other people on the council that they don't come to these meetings because they take forever. And they take forever because people get up and speak on every agenda item, whether they have something useful to add or not. Now, of course, that's not me to judge, but we're following the other municipalities. I think it's the right way to do it, to make the meeting not streamlined, but at least a little more user-friendly, so that people who don't come would come. Okay, so with that said, yeah, they're not here. Okay, so thank you very much for coming out. That's it for our meeting tonight. We've added contestants. I called you. Yeah, you got up and spoke. I don't have it up here. Roy, yeah, I called you.
Yeah, you were second.
What did they speak? Yeah, whatever. Let him go.
I think I called you, Roy. We'll have to go to the videotape, as, who used to say that?
I have a host of witnesses.
If you want to call them that, okay.
Okay. First of all, on the paper, the cardboard, we used to do it once a week. We did much better when we did it once a week. You know, it's something we should really go back to,
Yeah,
because
maybe.
when people get their garbage can, their recycle can full, they
Right.
tend to put it in the trash. It would save us a lot of money. number one. Number two, the bike things, I thought we went through this a while ago, a couple years ago. The idea that bikes can't be on the boardwalk is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And you want to bring people down to this beach. You don't want to chase them away. Number three, last week we got a donation of 4 motorcycles for the Long Beach lifeguards. What are the Long Beach lifeguards doing with 4 motorcycles? Did you guys read it?
What is it?
It's the proposal last year, what you voted on last week.
That we voted on last week?
About 2 weeks ago. The amendment, number 11. Resolution authorizing the city manager to accept donations for the Long Beach lifeguards from the County of Nassau Police Department. No, I checked. I checked the record.
It doesn't matter because their lifeguards aren't getting the motorcycles. The police.
Well, when you vote on something, you should read it first. That's my opinion.
It was amended.
Then look at the record. Look at the proceedings. There's no amendment there. Okay, so they're not getting, the lifeguards aren't getting motorcycles. That was a concern. Okay. Thanks.
Excellent. Give Roy a big hand, everybody. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We'll have our second budget hearing at the meeting on May 19th. Yes. Please arrive home safely. Decorum. I always taught my